All right, name,
Marvin Eccles,
major,
civil engineering,
where are you from?
St. Louis, Missouri.
What does masculinity mean to you?
So to me, masculinity is just traits or characteristics that usually define what it means to be a man. With that being said, I actually don't think it totally defines what being a man is. For instance, if a man had what can be considered to be feminine traits like nurturing or caring or loving, that would make him less of a man. But usually masculinity is associated with being more manly, or what manhood is.
What does it mean to be a black man?
To be a black man, I guess that's a complex question because we have many black men that have different experiences. Like, for instance, say if I went through a long life of racism or constantly being discriminated against, and then we have another guy over here who really didn't grow up in any of those type of situations and probably had more of a privileged upbringing. Does that make me more of a black man than him? I wouldn't think so. So it's a lot of different factors, a complex answer when it comes to what it means to be a black man nowadays.
Can you recall the moment when you first realized you were a black man?
I really can't recall the first moment. I thank God that I had parents that kind of didn't wait for me to experience what it meant to be a black man from the world. They kind of taught me growing up what it meant. They kind of gave me that self-identity and taught me from a young age of who I was. So I kind of always grew up knowing that I was a black man. I can't remember the first time that I realized, like, oh, this is what they were talking about. But I definitely had the pleasure of having parents that kind of taught me who I was from a young age.
How does being in a Black Greek letter organization enhance your experience as a black male?
Well, definitely the brotherhood. Being in a Black Greek letter organization, first it helps you raise your standards or help you try to become a better you. So we have principles about achievement and giving back and having academic excellence and just having overall good character. So those are, great things that we try to lift up all our brothers to have, especially when you're a member of the greatest organization in the world, Kappa Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And also you have older mentors of people that has been in your shoes, have been in college, have gone on to do great things, and that can be a resource or a networking tool for you when you come out of college and you also want to, share those things for the new members that come after you.
What are the advantages of being a black male in society?
The advantages of being a black male in society. Okay, to keep it 100, coming from a STEM background, since I'm a civil engineer, one of the great things that has come out of me being a black male is scholarships, opportunities, and companies usually have that diversity quota that they have to fill. So it's not affirmative action, but you definitely get benefits from being diverse. And a lot of companies are looking to hire people that are non-white. So that's one of the real positives that come out of being a black male, especially in STEM fields.
What are the disadvantages of being black in this society?
I guess the disadvantages is that you constantly may have to come across racism or some type of form of discrimination. Maybe you're not being so blatant in your face, but being subtle too. You're always being second guessed. You're always being questioned. You always feel like you have to prove yourself. Like you can never. Some people have the privilege or the opportunity to maybe not give 110% all the time, but for us it's like we always have to come and be just as great or even better, just so that we can get the same recognition or the same opportunities.
How do you feel you are portrayed in the media?
So I guess historically the image in the media of black men has always been kind of negative. You either have men that don't have a healthy relationship with their women, somebody that's just an athlete, or that's not really a bad thing, but you have a black male that's not in a healthy relationship, an athlete, somebody that's more feminine, men in dresses. So you kind of have not a real positive black role models in the media. But thank God we live in a society now where we have media outlets like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram that kind of gives us a more people-to-people interaction. So like on Facebook, I see a lot of good depictions of, you know, black manhood or good black positive role models. That's not necessarily coming from my TV, but coming from my biggest form of social media, which is through my phone and through other social media accounts. So yeah.
Describe what it means to be a black male in one word.
In one word, I would say great, only because I wouldn't change it for the world. If I had to do it all over, life all over again, they asked me, you know, what race would you like to be? I would pick black man all over again. It's just the culture, the influences, the contributions that we made to the world. Even if we don't get the proper recognition for it, if you study and know who you are, you take value in that and pride in that, and it's like you wouldn't want to be anything else.
What does black male identity mean to you?
I guess that kind of goes back to kind of my answer for black manhood. That's still another complex question. It's not one answer, but I think for me, that black identity comes from people that kind of have that self that it's kind of hard to put into to proper context, but it's like those black men or black people that actually, even though no matter what the situation, they still understand that they're black and they're still one with the culture and what it means to be, in my kind of definition, what it means to be black. So yeah, but it varies.
Okay.